And talking about books, we are talking about Aspiring for Success, a motivational book that will unlock your potential to be all that you were meant to be. And this is by Bernard Boala. Welcome to the show, Bernard.
Thank you very much.
Tell
Thank
us
you
a
for
bit
having
more
me.
about yourself, Bernard.
Myself, like you've said, my name is Bernard Boala. Came up from the slums of Rwanda in
Rwanda.
Nakuru. Rwanda.
Oh, Rwanda.
Rwanda in Nakuru.
Okay.
That's where I was brought up. So I've known poverty firsthand. And out of that, I've been able to grow with a positive mentality in life. It's not about how you begin.
No.
It's about how you're going to end. And it's not about how you start. No. It's about how you're going to finish. So many people are stuck because they have started with bad things in life. And then they are stuck there because of how they have found themselves. So I decided to push myself out. And today I'm able to say I'm not where I used to be,
Yes.
but there's a place that I'm going, starting from zero. And today I can say the grace of God has been sufficient in my life.
Absolutely. That's really powerful.
Yes.
And it reminds me of the quote today where we're talking about how you get uncomfortable in places,
Yes.
how sometimes you'll be so unhappy, but it is in those moments
Yes.
that you actually step out
Yes.
and do more, move different, be able to change the path.
Yes.
Just not to be stuck there and be like, oh my God, the world has come to this,
Yes.
and accepting that this is it for you. But wanting more for yourself pushes you
Yes.
to actually become better or do better.
And I think everything is about the mind.
Yes.
Because one of the things that many people have been stuck is because of what has been fed in their minds. They have been fed in their minds that I cannot do it. I cannot push myself out of this. And so when they feed their unconscious mind, the unconscious minds feed the conscious mind that you are told that you cannot. So every time they start to go, there is a voice from the inside that tells them, remember, you were told that you cannot be able to do it. So they get stuck because of what they have fed themselves in. Somebody said, garbage in, garbage out.
That is true.
Whatever you feed yourself, if you feed yourself that I can do these things, then you are able to be able to do it. I go back to Rwanda and I meet the people that we used to live together. Some of them are still stuck there. And they ask me, what did you do? I just tell them, I changed my mind on what I want about my life.
That's
I
true.
decided that this is not my lot. This is not my portion. I can do something about where I am. I may not know where I am going, but I can do something about my situation by beginning to change my mind, to change my mentality that this thing can happen in my life. So you have to come to a place where you get uncomfortable of how things are in order to be able to push you to what you want in life.
I think the worst mistake we ever do to ourselves is saying those negative things. You know, sometimes you're told by watu kunje.
Yes, yes,
Sometimes
yes, yes, yes.
you've been born in a situation where it's looking like
Yes,
this.
yes, yes.
But the worst things are the ones that you say to yourself.
To yourself.
Those, it's so difficult to change. But then I love what is written on your book
Yes.
here. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can do it.
You can come from nothing to become something. And you see, it gives you the gumption to say that I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
in spite of the challenges that are there. And you see somebody say that challenges are the food for champions. When you go through challenges and you're able to overcome, when you go through things and people tell you that you cannot be able to do it, when you do it, it makes you realize that what they said was just a lie. You know, when I was in Rwanda, I used to tell people, one day I'll fly in the aeroplanes. I know we used to see them all up, and Saizo, you don't even have a shoe
Yes.
on you. And you're telling them, I can do it. I will do. One day I will be up there. And they used to laugh at me and tell me, where we at a chakula when you cannot be able to get? Why are you going to get an air ticket to be able to go? So when
Yes.
the day came, my first time to be on the aeroplane, that was 1995. That was the first time I stepped on the plane. I was saying to myself, where are the people who told me that I cannot be able to do it?
Here I am.
So whatever people tell you don't have to believe it. You don't have to take it. You need to be able to rise above. And the battle is about you yourself. If you can conquer yourself, there is nothing that you cannot be able to conquer. If you can conquer the wrong beliefs, because there are wrong beliefs and mentalities that we have.
Yeah.
I come from this tribe, I come from here, I come from here, our tribe cannot do this, our people cannot do this. Those are very strong beliefs that people have had, and they have held on those beliefs. And so people will go according to what they have fed themselves in. So we need to start feeding ourselves. When I was writing the book, I was telling people, you can. you can do it.
Please
And
tell us
majorly,
more about this, aspiring for success. And I love that it's been forwarded by PLO Lumumba.
yes, PLO Lumumba's
PLO
forwarded the
Lumumba's
book.
forwarded the book. So
Yes.
that means the English in
Yeah,
here.
the English, just introducing it, his English and everything.
Yes.
He went through the book and he said, no, this is what we need at this time. I was
Okay.
writing this book during the time that Obama was to become the president that
Yes.
time. And so even part of the story is in there of how you can be able to rise up from the ashes of defeat, from the ashes of nothing, and you push yourself. Because there are so many things that you need to be able to deal with. There are things like fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Some of the things we fear are not even there. They are just unreal. So you have to conquer them. You have to get out of the comfort zone because, we love the comfort zone.
It's true.
We love the place where everything is okay, everything is good.
Status
where,
quo.
Yeah, status quo. We love it there.
Yeah.
And we feel like this is a good place for me. But you must understand, for you to be able to see the shows, to see the other side of the show, there are things you have to conquer.
Yes.
There are things that you have to fight. There are mountains you have to be able to climb. And that's why many people do not want to do it. And they allow themselves to be dragged because they failed yesterday. The thing is not about failing. The thing is about rising every time that you fail. And being able to move to your next assignment. So people need to come to the place of realizing there is potential on the inside of us.
That means you have to have conversations with yourself. You need to know who you are and where it is that you are going for you to be able to start the journey.
The journey, every day. Every day you have to keep speaking to yourself. Because the conversations that you make within yourselves, those are the conversations that make you. The conversation that you say that I can be able to do it. That's why Miles Monroe says the richest place is in the cemeteries.
Yes.
Because in the cemeteries lies dreams that were never fulfilled. In the cemeteries lies songs that were never sung. In
Yeah.
the cemeteries lies books that were never written. That's where everything lies. Because somebody said, I cannot be able to publish a book. I don't have money. I don't have anything. When I was publishing this book, I didn't have money. But the thing of saying that I can do this thing,
Yes.
it made me to keep pushing on. Any project that I come through, I say, I can be able to do it. And when you have such a conversation, you dream that conversation, you walk that conversation, you see it, because you must first of all see it before you begin to be able to go towards it.
Good.
Whatever you see, first of all, in your mind.
And the passion drives you.
And that passion makes you to keep moving on because you have already seen. That's why this man says, I have a dream. First of
Yeah.
all, he was able to see it.
Yeah.
When you see it, nothing, people, finances will not be able to be an obstacle in your life. Many times we put obstacles that are not even there because we see that our dream is far-fetched.
Yeah,
We
it's too
think that
big.
we cannot be able to achieve it. We cannot be able to see it. And that's why we have allowed ourselves to live a mediocre life.
Yeah.
But we are being called to come out of mediocrity because it does not matter where you started from. You can become anything that you want to be in this world.
Oh my goodness. And if your dream is that big that it scares you, then I think you're on the right path.
And I think that is what is that dream is all about.
Yes.
You know, when your dream is small, just getting chai and mandazi, that one is a very small thing. You need to dream big until you get scared of the dream that you
Yes.
have. And that is where it gives you the motivation to be able to rise in order to be able to do what you are dreaming. The problem is we are dreaming too small.
We need to dream big.
We need to dream big. We need to say we can be able to do it. We need to arise from the places of our comfort zone and say, let me start something. And you find help will come from
Yes.
quarters you never thought would be able to come.
When you talk about dreams and seeing where you want to be, and I see a chapter in your book that talks about goals and setting them.
Yes.
And following them up. Maybe you can
Yes.
talk to us a bit more about that.
Yeah, it is true. You see, life without goals is useless and meaningless because you are here for a purpose. Every one of us is here for a purpose.
Yes.
So you need to know where you are going because if you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there.
That's true.
Yeah, if you don't know what you want to be able to achieve in this life, anything will come and take you there. People are ready to take you so that you may be able to fulfill their goals if you don't have a goal. But when you have a goal, you get focused. This is where I am going. This is what I am doing in spite of the challenges that I have. This is what I'm be able to do. Every year when it begins, I have a goal of the things that I want to be able to do and to be able to achieve. That gives me a focus on where I want to be able to go.
Absolutely.
Goals will keep you on the narrow road. Goals will keep you not to do every other thing, because one of the problems is that we are professionals in everything and we cannot be able to measure in one single thing.
Unapenda kuitwa I'm a jack of all trades. Not so good. Not so good. It's okay for you to be focused on one goal and work on that. It is important. It is key. It is even easier for you to be able to see results or no results, to just know that there's progress or no progress. We'll take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. Bernard will still be with us for all your questions. 111 444 111. This is Book Circle. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mukali. Now on Book Circle, we have Bernard Bwala and his book Aspiring for Success. And in here, there's a bit that talks about the enemies within.
Yes.
And you've listed down, you're saying there are obstacles that may get in your way,
yes,
and most of which you can do something about.
Yeah.
They are what Jim Rohn calls enemies within. If allowed, they can paralyze you or make you stunted. If you're ever going to go ahead, you need to deal with them ruthlessly. Some of these impediments are already documented from the following. So there's indecision, there's
Yes.
worry, there's overcautiousness,
Yes,
and there's lack of confidence. Kindly just break it down what indecision does to me, because like you say, this is an enemy within me.
Yes. Most of the things that happens, the battle begins from within. When you want to be able to move forward, something tells you that I cannot be able to do. So the indecision, you are not able to take decisions. And one of the things that has killed many dreams is procrastination.
Okay.
Saying I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it the next time. I'm going to do it when I get the money. There is never the right time to do anything. The right time to do anything is right there. Is now. So when you have indecision, you can never be able to do any project because you keep postponing it. You keep postponing it every year. This year, I'm going to save. This year, I will start the project that has been there for a very long time. And then you keep doing it. We think that we have time, yet we are still growing older.
Yeah.
You look back 10 years, you have wasted 10 years of your life thinking that you are going to do it when you cannot be able to do it. So if you start on anything, you need to begin with it immediately. And that means there is a battle that you have to fight from within until you are saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. The next thing, we have something like fear. Many people are so fearful. What will people say? And many times we think about what other people say. We don't think about what we were created to be able to do. We fear to fail. But let me tell you, the person that fears to fail can never succeed in his life, because it is in failing that we are able to know how to achieve our victory.
Okay.
So fear has held so many dreams back because somebody said, this thing, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it. When I was going to take the book to PLO Lumumba for him to be able to forward it to me, I didn't have anybody. You know, many times we think, so-and-so has to push me, has to take me. I just took myself in his office and I went to the secretary and she asked me, do you have an appointment? I said, no, I want to book an appointment. I didn't know him, nothing. I said, I'm not going to fear. This is a man that is known in the country of Kenya.
Yes.
And so I got myself in there and I told him, this is what I want. I want you to be able to help me. He said, how did you come here? How did you know me? I said, I brought myself here. I had to break so many things, so many barriers that tells me that I can. When I went there, you know, he's a very welcoming man. And probably I could have feared, what will he tell me? What will he say? How can he know this man? He does not even know him. So fear sometimes can keep you out there. I gave him the manuscript after a month. He did the forwarding and I went back for the book. So you might come to a place of understanding that many times the battle that we fight is not because of the outside world.
No.
It's the inside world. And that's the reason I started by saying, when you can conquer yourself, when you can conquer those battles within, if you can be able to conquer the things that are disturbing you, you can be able to go forward in so many things. Many times people are afraid to take a step when they should be able to go and become what they were supposed to be.
It's true. It's quite literally just taking a risk, because most of the things that we're doing is probably something we've never done before.
Yes.
But you believe in yourself that this is what I want to do, and I will take that step in faith.
Yes.
It is a risk.
It is a risk.
It could go either way, but
Yes.
it's in the feeling, like you said.
There's a chapter there about taking risks. And I've said life is about risk. Do you know we are risking even as we are sitting here?
That is
It's all
true.
about risk. So if you don't take any risk, because when you're walking on the street, there's a risk of a car knocking you.
Yes.
But if you stay in your comfort zone, you will never achieve anything. So life is about taking risk. Go out there. Go feel the world. Go fail and begin again. Go start to do something that you have never done. Begin to see yourself. And when you get that energy of taking the risk, you'll be able to move into the places you've never been able to move.
I want to read something here.
Yes.
I found the chapter 8, Taking a Risk.
Taking a risk.
It says, life is a risk.
Yes.
To laugh is a risk, appearing the fool.
Yes.
To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out to another is to risk involvement.
Yes.
To expose feelings is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas, your dreams before the crowd is to risk their loss.
Yes.
To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risk must be taken.
Yes.
But the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. I love it.
When you risk nothing, definitely you get nothing.
Yes.
Do nothing, you'll be nothing. You'll be very professional in becoming nothing. When you stay there in the couch and you say, I don't want to risk, I don't want to get out of this place, you'll be a master in nothing. But life is about people who have risks, who have taken risks in their life. Any great man, any great woman, they took risks in their lives.
Yeah.
And that is what has helped them and propelled them to become something. Things just don't happen.
They don't.
You make
That
them
is
to
so
happen.
true. For this to happen, we had to wake up in the morning.
Very early in the morning.
Face the traffic.
Yes.
Hope that you will get here in good time. Make sure that your outfit does not malfunction on your way here.
Yes.
There are things. Maybe the car will break down.
Yes.
But you take the risk. Everything.
And
in life.
every day is about taking risks.
So if you can do this small things, it's no difference. The bigger the risk, then the bigger the reward. So go ahead and just do it.
And you'll start by taking the smaller steps that will be able to take you to the bigger picture of the life. You are not here by accident,
No.
even you yourself.
Yes.
There are many things that you've done for you to be able to reach at the place that you are today. But many people want to become Mwikali immediately.
Yeah.
They don't know what you've done. They don't know what you have gone through in life to become who you are. You just did not appear from nowhere. So if you want your dream to become a reality, if you want to become that person, that man, that woman that will be able to be of substance in life, you must be willing to get out of the comfort zone. Begin to take that risk. Go for that loan. Begin that business. Go pitch your idea, however stupid or crazy it may sound.
seem to you,
It may seem silly to the people. Go pitch it to the people.
Yeah.
You may find that as you are pitching it, somebody's listening and saying, I can see sense in what this man or woman is saying.
And you might not get it, but you might get something else.
Something else
And
out of you taking the risk.
And even you learning how to do it better next time.
Yes.
So we have a couple of questions here for you. Hi, Wikali. I'm Pam watching from Kirinyaga. Kindly hold a conversation on young people who finished Form 4 or Class 8 and have nowhere to go because they're not able to afford fees, and how they can help themselves or be helped because most of them end up engaging in some not so good things. Is it something that you can actually just mention about as we
I think it's all about the mentality.
That's true.
It's about the mind, because, we have this idea that when I finish school, I have to go to college and do this and do this and do this. It's just about the mind. When your mind is open, let me give you my example. When I finished class 8, I told you I came from a very poor background. In fact, we were so poor until the poor people were feeling so sorry for us because of the way
I don't know why I'm laughing, but I think it's
because we were. I wore my first shoe when I was going to Form 1. From class 1 up to class 8, I didn't know what a shoe was. And so after I finished class 8, I started taking care. Kuchunga ng'ombe. Nilikuwa nachunga ng'ombe. And you see, that is where I came from. So I went to high school, and my fees was paid by people, just people, because I was determined. If I tell you I'm just a Form 4 leaver, you may not understand.
Oh my goodness.
But I have stood before professors. In London, I've given motivational speaks. In America, I've been in America. I've been all over the world. So my Form 4 has not clustered my mind to tell me that I cannot be able to do it.
Yeah.
I can do anything. Nimekuwa fundi wa mjengo, nimekuwa watchman, nimekuwa nini. Nothing can make me to feel like I am bound. So for the Form 4s out there, I want you to think outside the box.
Yes.
The problem, we just think, I have to go to college and then get this. You have to have an entrepreneur mind.
Yes.
You have to be able to engage your mind to think, because the problem, somebody say like this, many people who die, the organ that many times people have not used is their mind. Because many people don't take the time to be able to think. There are people who have a thinking room. You sit down for hours and hours, you think. But the problem, we don't like thinking. We want to be on our phone 24/7. We want to be watching music. We want to be watching movies. We don't have time to be able to think. So for these people who are there, say they don't have anything to be able to do, just think outside the box.
The box. Okay.
Think outside the box.
Great. Good morning. What a great session there. Speaking of what you want will give you the power to materialize even your deepest dreams and aspirations. Yeah. That is Asha Bonaya from Karatina University.
Okay.
Hello, Wikali. Show Iko good. Good mentor. Question: does it require resources to do and make changes? Do we have people who never have degrees but they are wealthy? What's the difference between starting after you are educated and not educated? Does it mean I must be a graduate to own and run a company? I am challenged here.
It's not about degrees.
It is not
and
about
I'm not
the
saying that
paper.
degrees are bad.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's good. Go to school, do what you can. But let me tell you, there are people who have become great men without degrees. There are people who've been able to achieve things without degrees because they have tuned their mind to say, this is what I want in life.
Yes.
This is what I want to become. We see people who have degrees and they have not been able to have any impact in the society. And I'm not saying that having degrees is bad. It is good. It's good to go to get a PhD.
Education is good.
But the problem, somebody said PhD, permanent head damage. I'm sorry about that. But then it's all about you having a mindset that I want to achieve this in life. What was pushing me when I was back there, it was about where I was coming from. And somebody said, when what is chasing you is wild, you will run faster.
Yes, you will.
Yes. If you are being chased by a cat, you will just walk like this.
Yeah.
But if it is a lion, my friend, you will not know where the energy will come from because you're running from a life to death situation. Yes. So it depends with what is chasing you. Some of us, nothing is chasing us. Nothing. There's nothing to motivate us. There's nothing to make us feel like I need to wake up early and begin to be able to do something. I have to get this degree. I have to go this. I have to do this in order for me to be able to become. So I want to tell people that are watching us, it's not about the degree you have. It's about what is in your mind. You need to have a positive mind, a positive mentality, a mind that tells you that I can do it. I can become what I want to be able to become. So you need to have this picture in your mind. When the picture in your mind is formed, you begin to walk according to the picture of what you see, because what you see is what you will achieve.
Absolutely.
If you see nothing, then
you achieve nothing.
There's nothing for you to be able to achieve.
The greatest hazard.
Yes.
And most of the questions, I think, are coming in from university students. Kuna ingine inasema, hello Mwikali, Maggie from Karatina. Always in love with your show. Thank you so much. Learning a lot and getting inspired so much. Keep up the good work. Another question here, is education 100% important to be successful? I think most people are struggling with this.
Yes,
And
education.
I'm sure that you have explained it very well.
Yes.
That it's good to have the papers, it's good to have that degree, that PhD, that master's, it's okay. But if you're not able to get that, then you should not be held back or be limited because you do not have it, because you have so much greatness within you if you just tap into it. Hello Mwikali, I'm Mike. Tuned in from Mau. How do we come with an idea on what to do when we have none mostly to us as youths immediately after we get out of school? Because that is where the life battle begins. I think it's how do you come up with ideas to help you maneuver in life, or come up with a company, or come up with something that will put food on your table when you are after school and you have nothing
I've
else to
said
do.
one thing here, and I want the people, our viewers, to be able to understand.
Yes.
Life is about solving problems. If you can be able to solve problems, then you are meaningful in this life.
That's true.
So you need to look at the problems in the society today. We are in the season of COVID-19. There are
Yes.
people who saw problems in this disease. Some of us tunaona kifo.
Yeah.
But there are people who are seeing opportunities out of this
Solutions.
situation that is happening. So if you can bring solutions to people, you are going to be relevant. If you are going to become a man or a woman that is able to look at problems of people and be able to say, I'm going to solve this problem. That's the reason I said you must think. You must look at what is happening in the world today. Now, there are people who are talking about education. Where are the white collar jobs?
Yeah.
Because tulikuwa tunaambiwa ukisoma utamaliza vizuri and then utapata kazi. In fact, there was a song that used to
Yes.
sing,
Yes.
so many kwa bidii
So
sana.
many vijana.
Vijana. So that song today is not going according, because we have so many graduates who are out there. They are tammacking. They don't even have where to be able to go. But if they are going to become people who are relevant in the society today, then they need to come to a place of realizing these are the problems that are ailing our society today.
Excellent.
And those are the opportunities that are there. So somebody has to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Think outside what is the norm. Because many times you want to do the norm. Niende nifike form 4, I go get my degree, I go
Walisema utapata
employed.
kazi.
Walisema utapata kazi.
When something happens along the way, then you get stuck. And maybe before we come to the end of this conversation, Bernard, we can
Yes.
talk about obstacles and how these things will always be there.
Yes.
That it will not be smooth sailing.
Not at all. Not
Even
at all.
in that process, ya ile wimbo tuliambiwa tuimbe, we will get jobs and we will study hard,
Yes,
and
yes,
we
yes,
will
yes.
excel. There are still obstacles.
Of course, of
Nobody
course.
told us that you will miss school fees. Nobody told us that you'll get out of school and
Yes.
you'll be tammacking.
Yes.
Nobody told us that you'll go looking for a job and then they will ask for sexual favors for you to get that job,
for you to get the
So
job.
there are going to be obstacles. How then do we deal with the obstacles that come our way?
And I think the joy in Mwikali is about you being able to fight those obstacles to be able to move to the next level.
That's true.
Because when you are able to go through this obstacle, then you can be able to see, if I went through this, then I'm going to go to the next one. Can you imagine life without obstacles? It would be boring.
Very.
Yes. Because
Nothing challenging.
because the joy of you getting up in the morning and going to job and doing all these things is realizing I was able to overcome these
I conquered
obstacles.
something today.
There is something that makes you to sleep with a lot of joy.
Yes.
There is something that makes you to, to have a zeal of waking up tomorrow and say, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should not be afraid of obstacles. We should not be afraid of not having money. When I went to so many publishers and when I was doing the first book, they were telling me, you need 200,000 for this book to come out. You need 300,000. And I went to so many publishers and 300,000 was like 5 million then to me at that particular time. And I said, I'm not going to allow these obstacles to make me not to be able to bring the book out.
Yeah.
And I said, I will self-publish myself. I started kidogo kidogo. Nikipata some money here, I went, the do typesetting, I self-published myself. I go do this and naiweka. When the book came out, I said, God, this is what you can be able to do.
Oh my
But
goodness.
if I allow the obstacles of finances, because that is the first obstacle.
Yeah.
There is no money. There is no money. Until kuna wimbo, kuna pesa, there is no money, there is no money.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to find a way, circumvent our way through the obstacles that come. And when you're able to conquer that, it will give you the motivation to be able to conquer the next obstacle, because obstacles will always be there.
They will always
But
be
once
there.
you conquer this one, it gives you the leverage to conquer the next.
Yeah.
It gives you the power, the opportunity, the motivation to be able to say, I can do it. Any great man had to face obstacles.
Absolutely.
In
This
life.
has been such an inspiring conversation, Bernard.
Thank
I can't
you.
thank you enough
Thank
for
you.
that. How can people get your book? I see Gregory from Meru asking, where can we buy the book?
Okay.
So how can they get the book?
The books are in the bookshops. I put the books in the bookshops. I don't know if I'm allowed to be able to
Yes, please.
put my number there.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
This is your camera, Bernard.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for those that have been watching. I ask you not to allow anything to bring you down, because you can do it. If you want to get a copy of my book, you can talk to me. My number is 0720 669 438, and you will get the book. This book will inspire you, it will motivate you, it will get you out of where you are to the place that you are determined to be. Because if I was able to reach out, then you can go out. I always tell people, if Boala was able to make it, nobody in this life
Cannot make
is
it.
supposed to be down there.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you
yes.
so much,
Thank
Bernard.
you. Thank
This
you
has
so
been
much.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I hope you guys learned a lot as well. We're taking a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mwikali.